Hello, how's life? I'm sure each of us will have different responses to how's life. Some of us say it's fantastic, some say it's boring, some say, oh, it's tough. But life's always good. It's probably the way we see life that makes all the difference. And this is where the context of the reality check comes into play. First of all, an understanding of reality might make things clearer for us. What is reality? A reality is that which is happening to me, to us, and around us, around me. And reality typically is never a cause of a problem. This might sound outrageous. How can reality never be a cause of a problem? But yes, if we look deeply, reality is probably not an issue. What is perhaps an issue is the way we understand, interpret, or infer reality. When we open things up and when we look at reality from a big picture perspective, that which seemed to be causing problem to us might just change. So we need to explore reality, deep dive into reality, get a better picture of reality, and that's why reality check. We might wonder now, this is a bunch of theory and it doesn't relate with my life and my reality. We might need to understand it by bringing some examples or something closer to us, something we can relate with. Let's take a ball. If I take a ball and hold it very close to my eye, what am I going to see? I can probably just see a color. If I take that ball a little further away from me, I might start to see a shape. And then a little bit distance more, and then I see the ball completely. Why are we talking about this? We might wonder, let's hold on and try to explore it a little more. So, what we saw as a color now transformed into an object, which we call as a ball, merely by setting a distance between me and the object and that which I was holding. Is this it? We've just seen a little more than what we thought. But is this all there is? Let's go a little more. Let's turn around that ball. As we start turning, we see more and more of that same object. All along, what I thought was one point, one pixel, is now turning out to be many, many more. As I turn around the hole and I look at possibly the front, back, side, and then I start looking at the top, then I look at the bottom. So there is so much to that one object, initially which I thought was just a color. It has become an object and I start to see the whole of it. Now I get a 360-degree view of that object. Is this it? No, there is still more coming. Now let's say I take a knife and I cut that ball. Now what do I see inside? Now I get a depth. There is so much inside as well. What's inside? Typically in a ball there is space, but there are balls which are made of some material and therefore we might see something hidden inside as well. So really the object which I saw as a color has now transformed into a 360-degree, three-dimensional object, which is so much more than what I initially perceived it to be. Where is it relating to reality? Very close. And indeed this is life. That which I was seeing in front of me as the reality, and based on which I inferred something, I interpreted something, I built a perspective around it. I suddenly, when I start to open it up, I realize that it is just a small speck of the whole. The whole is so vast and offers so much more than what I thought it did initially that I now have a reality check. So, reality is not necessarily what I see for the first time in front of me. That is just one speck or one part of the whole. And the effort here for us is to look at the whole. The reality check. We need to get more clarity on this. Because after all, for us now, reality or equal reality, they are all concepts. We need to get more clarity on this through something that we can relate with in our everyday life. Let's see if we can do that. Hopefully, the ball example has given us a little more clarity, on the concept of equal reality. We'll go a step further now to relate with real life examples. Because there are situations in our life which we encounter and which we feel causes us a lot of suffering. So, what were we talking about? We were saying that reality is probably not the cause of suffering, but the way we interpret that reality. Right? So, let's see the situation. I'm sure all of us have this problem. Morning, 5:30, the alarm bell rings. What happens immediately? How many of us are going to rejoice? 5:30 alarm, yay! Unlikely, right? 5:30 alarm immediately triggers a response. And the response is, oh my God, I have to get up again. Oh, it's so, 5:30 has happened so fast. Oh, I'll get up later and I want to lie down again. So the problem has already started in the mind that I reject this getting up and I think that this 5:30 alarm is a problem for me, a pain for me, a suffering for me. What's the equal reality? What is the possibility here? So what did I say? It is the alarm at 5:30 which woke me up, right? Let's go again. If we think that the alarm is what woke me up, let's try and place the alarm clock. Sorry to use this reference point. Let's place the alarm clock next to a dead body. If it is the alarm clock which woke me up, it should wake up that dead body too, right? So what woke me up? The alarm clock? Think again. So it is because I was alive, because I am alive, that I am waking up. What does that trigger now? Wow, I am alive. I am breathing. I can move. There are a million things that I am able to do because I am alive. And the alarm clock is actually now allowing me an opportunity to see reality. Right? The same thing which potentially can be viewed as a problem or a suffering can now be seen as an opportunity. This is equal reality. One situation. Right? Let's look at one more, which is again probably happening to many of us. Evening, 8 o'clock, I'm called for dinner. What's my immediate response? Oh, no, I'll come, I don't want to come now. Hey, why am I being called? Yeah, I don't want to go now. I want to have some fun, I want to play my game, I want to watch my TV program, whatever. So the response to this call is one of a fight, a resistance. Let's look at equal reality. What's the equal reality? Once again, reference point is a ball. 1 point, 1 pixel is I'm being called and I don't like to be called, or why am I getting called in the first place? Let's look at equal reality. When does someone call us? When someone cares for us. What's the equal reality? Wow, I am being cared for. Someone cares for me. So many more. One more equal reality. Let's look at it this way. We can look at it this way. It's again up to us, right? That's why we said at the start, life is good. It's the way we see it. What's the other equal reality opportunity? Thinking? Yeah. The equal reality here is also that I am going to get food to eat, man. Wow. Thank you. You know, it sounds so different now that I got a call at 8, how I was seeing it and how I can see. And I'm sure if you open it up, just like the ball, if we look at 360 degree and 3 dimensions, we might see many more opportunities within that one call at 8 p.m. for dinner. Maybe one last, just to relate, so that the situations are what, convert our theory to, action, or make it more practical, more understandable. So on one of my days, I am just sitting and relaxing, and I am being called for a social visit. I need to go somewhere. So what's my typical response? Oh, not again. I don't want to go anywhere. I just want to stay put. Why are all these relatives bugging me or friends bugging me? I don't want to go here. I don't want to go for that wedding, or I don't want to go for this function or that ceremony. Maybe multiple things, anything. What's the equal reality here? That the social visit is possible only when I have friends, only when I have relatives. Yeah? So suddenly the paradigm is different. And I'm saying to myself, thank you, wow, I have friends, I have relatives, I have people who love me, who care for me, and who have invited me. And therefore, this social visit. This is just a glimpse of some of these possibilities into equal reality. Surely this is a fascinating journey of trying to look at reality from various angles, various perspectives. Yeah? But we might still wonder why. Why have we to do all this? Now, the reality check is not for us to simply get a solution to a problem, but to open up the problem itself. What happens normally when we're focused on one thing and one dimension, we are stuck, and that becomes everything about life. We are unable to go beyond it. You know, there's that classic phrase, think out of the box. Why do they say that? Because when we are normally in one thing, we cannot look beyond it, or inside it, or around it. This reality check is a way for us to now look at the big picture, at the whole, at the complete, or the other side of whatever I thought till now. And the moment I start seeing it, what happens to me? See, till now, that little problem which I had seemed to be everything about life for me. That was having a stranglehold on me. And I just couldn't look beyond it. It was like just holding me so tight, cramping me. But as I start going into this process, I think an easy way to relate this is the pause button. We are all familiar with the pause button. I'm sure in our player or whatever, right? Music player or video player, whatever. Reality check is a pause button. You hit the pause button and you immediately start to open up this into the various perspectives beyond what we thought till now. That is the purpose. So the first purpose, as we said now, it is looking at 360 degree, 3 dimensions of that same one situation that I was placed in. What happens as we start to look at it? As we start to get more and more dimensions of that moment, of that problem or that situation, slowly we are becoming lighter. Slowly the intensity of the suffering or the problem is reducing. As it starts to reduce, we start to become a little more calm. Now, let's just take an exit from this and probably look at a seed. When we want to sow a seed, what do? Do we just take the seed and fling it into the soil? Not at all. We go and actually dig the soil, fill it up with fresh mud and fertilizer, etc., fresh soil and fertilizer, and then sow the seed. Cover it up again gently. Some drops of water. That is how we take up the process of sowing a seed. This is pretty much like that. We are trying to unravel the mystery of that reality. We are opening it up. Once we open it up, and now the receptivity of that seed is so high, just like that, the receptivity of a possible solution to my problem is now higher. In this receptive state, if I get a solution, a method out of my problem, to get over my problem, to overcome it, my receptivity is higher, and therefore I may be able to take it up and implement in my life and overcome my suffering. So the reality check is for this purpose. Hopefully, we all gain from this experience and start reflecting on every situation that we are placed in which seems to be a problem, and use that pause button called reality check. We would be happy to listen to you. If you would like to reach out to us, offer any suggestions or feedback, please do write to us at dcare@dikshalearning.com. Have a blessed time ahead. Hit the pause button, experience equal reality, and have a wonderful life.